This is a very interesting bit of information and news that actually came out, which I thought was kind of funny because is it really starting to show a difference between Xbox Series X games and PlayStation 5 games, and I think that's something that a lot of us have kind of been wondering for a long time now. You know, we've all made the jokes about the Xbox tools and things like that, and of course, I haven't been very active for personal reasons on like Twitter or putting much into like the YouTube and stuff like that, unfortunately. And I'll let you. I'll be back soon. It's just something that I had to take care of. I was under the weather, so to speak. So, with that being said, when you see a video like this, like I logged on to Twitter this morning, and the first thing I get hit with is this story, and I was like, you know what? Probably be a good idea. I could just go ahead and talk about this because I think a lot of people are going to want to hear my take on it. If not, oh well. But listen, this stuff is really one of those things where people read a headline and they don't really go into the actual story themselves to kind of figure out why it's going on or if it's going to be that way forever or what have you. So I felt like I should do a service to people and sort of go into this and let everybody know exactly what's going on. Is it the Xbox catching up? Good chance. We'll see. What's up, everybody? Crapgamer with Crapgamer Reviews. Back with another video. Thank you guys so much for checking it out. I really do appreciate it. Please like, share, subscribe. I would appreciate that as well. It helps out the channel and it means a lot to me personally. Now again, if you're looking to help me out, a simple like is all I'm asking for, really. So now when it comes to this, there's a racing game called F1. F1 2021. There was a new PS5 update for it, which actually disables ray tracing to improve stability, and the feature is still available on the Xbox Series X. But now, here's the interesting things. They aim to re-enable it as quickly as possible. So again, anybody who was kind of tweeting at me or wanted me to kind of cover this or look at this as some kind of indication that, that the PlayStation 5 is bad or something, you're probably going to have to keep looking for a while because this ain't it, folks. The first post-launch F1 2021 PS5 update has temporarily disabled ray tracing to help improve stability on Sony's next-gen console. As spotted by VGC, the patch notes for new 1.04 update mentions that Codemasters is aware of instability for a select number of PlayStation 5 players related to ray tracing, and as such, the decision has been made to disable the feature. The team hopes to re-enable ray tracing on Sony's console as soon as possible through a new update, however, and this is what they had to say. We are well aware of some instability within the game for a limited number of users on PS5 related to ray tracing. As such, we have taken a difficult decision to temporarily disable it to aid stability. We aim to re-enable this as quickly as possible, and we will provide an update due course. Interesting note is that ray tracing is still enabled on both PC and Xbox Series X. On the next-gen console and PC, ray tracing is being used in cutscenes, replays, photo mode, and within the front end of the game. In addition to disabling ray tracing on PlayStation 5, the new 1.04 patch also addresses an issue they call save corruptions across all platforms. It also addressed an issue where users would experience corrupt saves if they edited their vehicle livery from within the My Team headquarters. Saves that were previously corrupted as a result of this bug will be able to be resumed after applying the patch. So very interesting as well. Now here's the thing that about this game in the first place. They say that F1 2021 has undeniably struggled with COVID-19 and the limitations it has put on both the spot and the game. However, either despite or because of the limitations, this manages a step forward that the series failed to take 2 years ago. This is according to a recent review. So obviously they had some issues with the pandemic going along with developing this as well. Yeah, this is very interesting to see. I think really it's much ado about nothing. And what I mean by that is, obviously this is not something that's going to happen or be a problem for for a long time or anything like that. What we're seeing is just a simple thing where they have to change something and then they'll smooth it out. This has happened multiple times on both platforms, right? Like when it comes to the Xbox Series X, a lot of times that platform will have like a higher resolution and a worse performance. And so again, I do think that that's something that that could be what we're sort of seeing here, where these consoles are maybe taking a little bit too big of a chunk of resolution or something along those lines, and then where you see them lower that down a bit, things kind of smooth out and end up really looking cool. So I do think that that's something that we should kind of keep our eye on. Is this finally that definitive proof? I don't think so. I don't think that this is proof of anything. I think that actually what we're seeing is that, sometimes developers, are stretched a little bit too thin, particularly during a pandemic time where stuff like this happens. It's not a knock on Xbox. I mean, clearly the Xbox is a very powerful console, and it's probably even easier to get stuff like this working and stuff like that. But anyway, I do think that they did a good job of kind of getting out there and saying, hey, this is the thing that's going to be, a bit of an issue for just a little bit. We're going to fix this as soon as we can. So I do think that that's a very smart thing to see on the developer side. And the game, as far as we can tell, at least in the UK, physical sales wise, almost 70% buy physically on the PlayStation platforms. So yeah, we do see that, and we do continue to see PlayStation do well in that area anyway. So the game sold well on PlayStation, and if that's any indication, it probably sold well on PlayStation worldwide as well. So that's a very thing to kind of keep in the back of your mind, is that we kind of do these things as well. So this is actually nothing new. I just, it's one of those things where people really kind of make a mountain out of a molehill, and it's really not exactly something that I feel like should be a topic of conversation as a definitive answer as to, oh, well, is this where PlayStation is finally falling behind what Xbox is doing and things like that. I don't think that makes a whole hell of a lot of sense to kind of look at it from that direction. I think that what we're going to continue to see is, games that are going to be pretty even across the board, and then we're going to continue to see different things from Microsoft and Sony themselves. And I'm looking forward to that. I do hope that we get to see some great games from both PlayStation and from Microsoft. And this is probably something that we'll see a little bit more of. I mean, there's a reason why when you look at games in the first party on the Xbox side of things, we don't see a lot of ray tracing as it is. Like, even in Forza Horizon 5, only ray tracing there is like basically in the photo mode. We haven't heard yet on Halo whether or not that's going to be the same type of situation or not. But originally there was going to be ray tracing in Halo Infinite, and they were going to patch that in later. I don't know if they're still going to patch that in or not. But yeah, like, not everything is as cut and dry or as big a deal as what people try to make it out to be. And this is one of those things where it's really a stretch, in my opinion. But with that being said, I'm going to link this so you guys can check it out. Let me know what you think. Fact them up. Have a great day. Crap Gamer out.